Welcome back, students of standard 10. In the previous class, we had discussed about that is the definition of string as a literal, as a data type, and then as a class. Then we started with the functions. So today we will restart with the functions, as it was only just one was completed, not fully. So let us restart the functions of string class today. Okay, hope you will like it. We begin with the first function, that is length. Now what does length signify? Length signifies the total number of characters that are present in a string. Okay, so it also signifies the dimension of a string. The syntax is int variable equals to a string dot length, which is a function. So the example is, suppose if I take the example here this way. If the example here is string x is equals to computer, remember it's an array of characters. So we have all the index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That means total number of characters in this will be 8. So when we find out the length, tells us about the total number of characters. It gets stored into a variable called len. And when len is printed, what happens? You get the output as 8. That signifies the total number of characters that is present in a string called x, which contains the value that is computer. Okay. Now let us try to understand. There's another feature that was, as I had already discussed, about length as a statement or a keyword, and another one that is length as a function, which I had already discussed. We'll move on to the next one, that is the char add function. So what is a char add function tells us about? This function is basically used to extract a single character based on the index. Okay, based on the index. So in this case here, I'll just explain you. All right, now index is always in terms of whole number. That's why what happens, look at the syntax when we write here. So we take char variable equals to string dot char@. Okay, char@ function is used, and within bracket there is an int. Okay, so let us understand with the help of an example here. Suppose you have string x is equals to, right, independence or independent. Suppose independent. Now I want to extract a character, like for example int p is equals to 7. Okay, and then char a is equals to x dot char@ p, and then system.out.println and a, I'm printing it. So what will be the output in this case? If I look at this one, okay, if you look at this one statement, what will be the output? Now let us first find out the index, represent each character in terms of index there. That is the corresponding indexes. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and then 10. So the corresponding character that is on index 7, with index 7 is what? It is D. Therefore D will be printed here, but never write D as this way, because otherwise it becomes a variable. The D is, since it is a character, so it should always be enclosed within single inverted comma. So this is how you write D within single inverted comma. So the char@ function is basically used to extract, okay, to extract a particular character specified by the index, that is corresponding character specified by the index. Okay, and the index is always in integer form. It is always in int. Then we move on to the next one, that is substring. Okay, substring. Here we have what you call. There are two parts of a substring. Okay, a substring with a single argument. There are two parts. With a single argument, okay, and another one with a double argument. So we are going to do the first one, then we'll move on to the second one. So here what happens, the syntax is string variable, because it returns a string value. Caret returns a character value. That's why we have stored into a character form in a character variable. Okay, char a is equals to x dot caret p. Whereas substring is used to extract a part of a string based on the index that is given. Now we'll use the first one first. Okay, in case of the first one, what happens is it is string dot substring, where all the characters are written, letters are written in small letters, they are all in small lowercase, and then you have, say, int. Okay, now what happens if I am trying to extract? So what happens in this case particularly? Okay, so if I write here, I'm just making a slight change so that you understand in this case. So here string a is equals to x dot substring, and then after that substring p. So p is 7. Look at this particular thing. First of all, the syntax: string variable is equals to string dot substring, and into single variable, what you call argument is there. If there is a single argument, then what happens? It extracts all the characters starting from the index, the corresponding index, to the last character, including the given index. That is, given index is p, which is 7. Okay, that means when I extract it this way, when I write over here string x is equals to independent, and then int p is equals to 7, and string a is equals to x dot substring p, that means substring 7. What does it mean? It means it will extract all the characters from 7 up to the last index, up to the last character, including the given index. That is, the given index is 7. Okay, that means the answer that you are going to get, what is the answer that you are going to get over here? The answer that you are going to get over here is D-A-N-T, DANT. Just remember, it will extract all the characters from the given index up to the last index, not on the first, up to the last index always. So, and that is when it, since it returns a string value, therefore it has to be represented within double quotes, and that's why it is, the answer is D-A-N-T. Okay, so this is about your single. Now when we move on to the double thing, in case of double, what happens? Let us try to understand the double part. Okay, so in the case of double, of course the syntax will vary, will change. There will be two int, this, it will be this way. Okay, that is string variable is equals to string dot substring int comma int and then semicolon. So here what happens, again I am going to make some minor changes here in this case so that it's easy for us to understand. So now int p, okay, int p is equals to 2 and q is equals to 8. So what happens then? So when I extract, when I use this, okay, what exactly is the answer that you get? What is the answer that you get? So here what happens is, now remember p is the start string, start index, and q is the that is the end index, not last, but it is the end index. What does it mean here? It means that we are trying to extract a part of the string x that is independent, part of that word, starting from index p and up to index q, including index p but excluding index q. That means starting from P, that is 2. So it will extract D from here. It goes up to 7, that means excluding 8 index. Excluding index 8. Since Q is 8, so excluding the given, that is the end index, and including the start index, the first index. Not the thing, but the start index, I would say. So the start index is 2 and the end index is 7. So between these two, 2 and 8, it will exclude 8 but include 2. And therefore, the answer that you will get is D, E, P, E, and D. This is the answer that you get finally. So this is how the substring works. Substring with a single argument and the substring with double argument. So please remember how these things work, okay? Each functions I'm going to give you, I'm going to explain you so that you are able to understand better. Alright, now let's move on to the next one, that is your replace function. Now a replace function is also, it's a type of it's a kind of a string function that is able to replace either a character from another character, that is an old character with a new character, or an old string with a new string. So this also has two parts. One is first with a character new, old character from a new character, or an old string with a new string. Old string with a new string. Okay, so this is how it happens here. Replace function with the old character from a new character, and old string with a new string. So the first character is an old character, second one is a new character. In the same way, this is the first string is the old string, and the second one is a new string. Now what do you mean by old string? Old string means that the string belongs to the the original string. Okay, it belongs to the original string. Now let us try to understand this one. Okay, since if I am taking with the character, it will always return a character value. Okay, it will replace it. So, sorry, it will replace the character. And if I was to use the string, it will also replace with the string. So, let us understand this concept here. Okay. So, in this case, it will be same thing, it will be here. The only changes that we will make over there is the syntax string dot replace. And then char with char. So this is how we write the syntax. Okay, string variable is equals to string dot replace char with char. All right. So now what happens? Let us try to understand this one, this concept here. Suppose we have this word, the same word I am using it. I am not trying to change any word so that it becomes clear to you. Now I am going to make the changes over there. Okay. Now suppose this word, suppose if I write over here system dot out dot println, now x dot replace, okay, within bracket, if I write over here old character suppose E and with the new character suppose I, that means wherever there is E in the word independent will be converted into, that is I, okay, will be replaced by I. So as a result, the answer in this case, the answer will be I N D I P I N D A N D. This will be the answer. That means wherever there is E will be replaced by I. Okay. So this is with a character that is replacing an old character with a new character. Please remember, this one is an old character and this is your new character. Okay, the first one is always your old character and the second one is your new character. So we are replacing the old character with a new character in this, in a particular string. Alright, then we have a string versus string. So similarly, I'll make some changes over here, including the example. Okay, so here instead of character there will be string. So the syntax in this case will be string comma string. So replacing the old string with a new string. Okay, let's take an example over here. For example, I say he came he saw. Okay, just an example. This is x. For example, this is x is here. Now what I do is I replace here system.out println x dot to replace, that is old string he with she. Now if I use this way, system.out.println he with she, so he came, he saw, that means all the he will get converted into she. So as a result, the output will be here she came, she saw. So this is the output that you are going to get. So remember, this is how we work with the substring and replace function. So substring function we have done, caret function we have done, replace function we have done, we have also done the length function. Okay, and then we have the next one, that is what you call the other functions, that we are going to take it in the next class. So till then, be safe, take care of yourself, and God bless each one of you. Thank you.